Okay, it's MESPY time again. We are going to talk wrestling with E.J. Brooks from Althoff High School. But first, I need to pay a little bit of homage to my good friend, Dr. Arthur Langston, and former state champion. Good to see you again, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, good. Good to see you, Dave. Doing well. How about you, bud?
I'm well. What's going on at Integrity Spine and Joint Center? Anything new? You've always got new stuff going on there.
We're rock and rolling, buddy. We're doing everything we can, helping people, athletes to, in the area getting better, using our magnets and shockwave and laser, acupuncture, all the above, my friend.
And I know that you're super excited anytime we get to talk to wrestlers because that's right in your wheelhouse.
Yes, sir.
All right, I want to thank partner Cassens Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the #1 place to purchase a vehicle in the Metro East. If you're in the market for a new or a pre-owned car, check out Cassens inventory in person where they've been for 28 years or online at Cassens.com. Cassens has earned the highest ratings for customer service. Their expert staff is committed to making your car buying experience enjoyable, including convenient on-site financing. I purchased 5 vehicles there, including that. See that Gladiator out there, Dr. Langston?
I do.
That's mine, and I bought it there, and I won't buy a car anyplace else. With over 90 years of experience in the Metro East, Cassens is the clear-cut leader for quality, service, and customer satisfaction. Go see Steve, Cliff, Holly, Greg, Bob, Mike, or Evan today. All right. Coach Brooks, welcome back to the show, man. Good to see you.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Former MMA fighter, E.J. Brooks. And last time you were here, I think you were thinking that maybe your career wasn't done.
I almost got back in there. I was training. I had a fight schedule and everything. And then pinched a nerve in my back. And
Really?
It was like my body telling me, stop.
Okay.
Time to go.
Yeah.
I was thinking we could get behind one more fight. I would like you to fight Coach Paulo and special intern Levi Weidler at the same time. Could we do that?
Why would you do them like that?
You got to have both hands behind your back tied, coach, and a
I got some
blindfold.
kicks in me,
I'm not getting in the ring with you under
Not
any
no
circumstance.
chance.
When was your last fight?
December 2020.
Okay, so it's been a minute.
Been a minute, yeah.
It's been a minute since you've been out there. But then you had a pinched nerve. Who were you supposed to fight? Or where? Where, when? What were the details of this fight?
It was Kansas City, and I don't remember the opponent. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I wish you luck if you decide to get back in there. But coaching has been pretty good to you.
Yeah, it's been great. I'm actually back to working out, but grappling. I was asked to do a wrestling match. I'll just say that. I can't really make no announcements or anything like that, but I got to get in shape.
There are wrestling, not MMA,
No, not MMA, no.
not pro wrestling,
No, not pro
but
wrestling.
real wrestling.
Real wrestling.
Real wrestling. Okay, and you're going to have an announcement on that.
Eventually, once everything's official.
Let us know.
I will.
We'll get behind it for sure. All right, let's talk about your season this year.
Okay.
The Crusaders were dominant in 1A. You were the #1 ranked team all year long in our 1A rankings, and just awesome. Boys and girls, how would you describe your season?
Great, historic. The kids bought in early. Okay. I knew when the season started that we had a special lineup for the boys. I only had 3 girls, but all 3 girls were like young, talented, and worked hard. With the boys, it was just I knew we had something special. I didn't have a hole in my lineup, not one. Even my 106-pounder was solid. So I just knew like the only teams that could beat us were teams that had multiple state place winners, which was kind of the teams that were in the top 5. Because at one point in time, I think of 14 weight classes, I had 9 ranked wrestlers.
Wow.
So
That's nice.
yeah.
Especially for 1A.
Yeah, especially for 1A.
For 1A, I think people expect you to have a couple weaker spots, because you're a smaller school. So I think if you have that kind of balanced lineup, man, that's really awesome.
Yeah.
Is this your 3rd year at Althoff or
Yeah,
second?
this is my 3rd. Yeah.
3rd year.
Yep.
This was your 3rd year at Althoff, and best team you ever had. Well, maybe the best team in the history of Althoff.
Ooh, you know what? We could have had that title if we had a place this year.
Okay.
I would say this is the best team I've ever had. I've won 3 regional titles. This was my 3rd. Well, this was my 2nd with Althoff. I won 1 with Cahokia. I've had some talented teams. my team that won regionals last year at Althoff was pretty good. And this one, we finished in the top 8. We lost in the quarters at state. If we had won, we would have at least taken 4th and brought home a trophy. And I told the kids, I said, hey, if we at least take 4th, we get to argue that we are the greatest team ever because there was a team that took 4th. But if we take 3rd, there is no argument. And I really believe if we had have gotten past that quarterfinal match like we should have, we would have been able to. So we can't say we're the best team ever. We can say we're one of, but definitely can't say we're the best.
You got to have some questions as a wrestler yourself. You got to be like, come on.
Well, I mean, I guess, being in as long as you've been doing it, I mean, what do you see as far as kid-wise now that's different? I mean, I can remember when I was in school 20-something years ago now, my high school coach would talk about how the kids have changed. And what are you seeing now in your level from how long have you been doing it? What are you seeing different?
Yeah, I graduated 2004, so I was 20-some years ago. So. Yeah. And I've been coaching for 16 years now. The difference now between, I would say, us from back in the day to these kids now, they are far more technical.
Yeah.
There's way more parent involvement, and that's not a good thing.
But you got to accept it.
Yeah.
You have to accept it, and you have to work with it.
Yeah.
And I think what you just said is true of every sport. Mm-hmm. Soccer, basketball, tennis, wrestling. Kids are better. They're more technical, but parents are more involved, and there's also a lot of other factors like social media is involved.
There's more. They got more coaches, like club coaches, dad coaches, mom coaches, uncle coaches, middle school coaches, and anything you do, especially when you're a successful program, is questioned. If I have a kid lose, it's always like, hey, well, why did you do this? Or why did you guys take this? Or why didn't you cut them? Or this and that. And it's just like, raise your hand if you were a national champion. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm the only one with a hand up. Okay.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is you just don't have time to defend every little decision you make.
You don't.
It's like, come on, like there are so many little decisions that you're asking me to defend. Like, I don't have time.
Yeah, and that's the hard part of having like a really good team. Like I told you, like I had a decent kid at every weight, so it's tough match after tough match after tough match. So my 120 might lose a nail biter to another state ranked kid. And now my 126, who's a freshman and also state ranked, has another state ranked guy. So I got to block out what just happened 2 minutes ago and then be ready for him. And oh, by the way, my 132 pounder, who's ranked number 2 in the state, he's coming up, and I got to make sure that I'm ready for him. And my 38, who's a state ranked freshman, I got to make sure he's ready. You know what I mean? It's just like you're not always going to be mentally in the right headspace going into every match and not make the best decisions all the time.
Did you have any kind of did you ever think about a policy with kids? Hey, listen, when I'm coaching you, I'm coaching. You know what I'm saying? Like mom, dad, they got to stay out.
Oh yeah. So I don't have that problem with parents. I don't have the problems with parents like coaching over me, or anything like that. I really didn't have too many issues with parents, especially with my better kids this year. It was, if I was having issues with parents, it was more of giving them chicken sandwiches from McDonald's after weigh-ins. Or
after weigh-ins?
Bro. Oh, my God. I walked into a tournament and the kids got 2 McChickens. And I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, my mom said. I was like, your mama said? It's like, you knew you were wrong because you was hiding it under your bag when I was walking up to the bleachers. But it's just little silly stuff like that.
That's so funny. Food is so much more of an issue for you in your sport.
Yes.
Because weight, every pound.
Oh, no. And it's just, so surprisingly, 30 minutes later, he's got diarrhea.
Yeah.
Stomach's hurting.
Yep.
And he pukes. It's like, you don't eat stuff like that.
And the nutrition has come a long way. I mean, like I said, when I graduated in 2002, and there were some times when we would go to McDonald's after weigh-ins, and I think back about that now, and I'm like, oh my God, well, what were we thinking?
Yeah.
But we didn't know.
Yeah, I used to eat ramen noodles during the week, and I was wondering why, because you have to sweat out water. No one told me that those things were packed with sodium. So I'm wondering why my weight cut is hard every week. and I'm eating ramen noodles like every other night. We didn't have anybody with nutrition, telling us like, hey, this is not what you should be eating.
And I think it's harder if you don't have a ton of money at your disposal to eat all the healthiest foods. I think that cheaper food, less healthy food is less expensive.
That's one thing I will give my parents credit for this year. We had a really good job of the parents making sure the kids had sandwiches and healthy snacks after weigh-ins for the most part. And then occasionally I have those parents that would sneak in burgers, fries, and chicken sandwiches because her baby wanted it.
All right, Coach, give me your highlights from this season. Let's start with the regular season. What are the meets or the moments or the matches that you will remember?
Okay, let's start with the biggest one. The biggest highlight during the regular season was the Freeburg duel. Okay, they probably not gonna like me talking about this or whatever. I say I care, but I don't. They're basically our rivals. Okay, their whole
Freeburg is.
Yeah. Their whole coaching staff are Althoff alumni. Most of their kids are the kids of Althoff alumni. So every time we wrestle them at home, the gym is packed full of Althoff alumni who are rooting for Freeburg. And every year, and it feels so good, okay? Because they kind of walk in our room very arrogant, thinking they're going to beat us every year because they're good, and they're getting better every year. They got a really good kids club, the Bulldogs, and every year the coach is getting new kids, including his sons that are coming up. They're good, okay? So I respect, the threat of them, and we get up for it. But they were talking a lot of noise about how they were going to come into our house and spank us. And we have a phrase, we have a motto called BTA, okay? And I would say, for administrative purposes, it means be thoroughly aggressive.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying it means.
All right.
That's what my kids say it means. But
Nice.
if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they came in, and we made sure to BTA, okay? And we had a couple of upsets, and I remember making a couple of lineup changes, and my assistant coach was like, man, are you sure about this? And I was just like, dude, if these work, we're going to go from beating them by like 5 to 10 to 20 to 30, and they're going to leave here crying. And each move worked. I don't play chess, but I feel like if I did play chess, this was a masterpiece. So, and the kids were excited. We had a film crew in there, so we recorded. We made highlight videos, and they had to watch it. And one of my friends was in a group chat, and he said that he saw a Freeburg parent comment in their like team post or whatever that one hurt, and that just made me feel good. So that was like my favorite like highlight of the season. I say for dual tournaments. We placed first, second, or third at every single tournament for the boys. And I would say the one that I was most impressed with was Reed Custer. We took third, and Reed Custer is up near Chicago, and that's our toughest tournament. And if you place in that tournament, you're probably placing at state. It's like one of the tougher 1A tournaments. So we took third there, and I didn't have my full lineup, which said a lot about our team. I was like, man, you know what? We were missing 2 guys, and if they were here, we probably would have won this tournament. And every kid that placed the state. Like Pierre, who won state, wrestled the guy in the finals that he wrestled in the state semis. No, the guy he wrestled in the finals of Reed Custer, he wrestled in the state semis. And that guy took third at Reed Custer. No, that guy took second at Reed Custer. And the guy that took third at Reed Custer, he wrestled in the finals of state. So the guys that took first, second, and third were at Reed Custer. And Jacobi Cobbs, it was like the same thing for him. 2 or 3 guys in his weight class that placed were at Reed Custer. So
State. State duel. It was a tough one. You told the kids going into it, hey, if we win this, if we can get to third, we're the greatest team ever. Yeah. But even getting there, it's so hard to qualify for state. Only 8 teams. There's only 24 teams that qualify. So you're one of those 24 teams, only 8 teams in 1A.
Yeah, it's a lot of luck of the draw because we're in one of the toughest sectionals, if not the toughest sectionals. Vandalia is usually top 3 every year. So
that's where my man went.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. So you know some people I whooped up on there.
I'm sure I do.
Gabe Oatman.
Oh yeah.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
My wife's from Vandalia.
Oh, okay, bro.
Yeah, cool. So, anyway, you got to hope that you got a team that's good enough to beat Vandalia and dual team sectionals, or you not see them. So, at the beginning of the season, I told my kids, I said, hey, look, we got a really good team, but Vandalia's ranked number 2 in the state. I don't think we got enough to actually beat them. So, we got to make sure that we handle business at regionals, which I think we can. Then we got to hope that we don't draw Vandalia at dual team sectionals, which we didn't. All right, then we got to handle business when we do that. Then we got to hope that we don't get number 1 and number 3 in the state first round, which we didn't. And I was like, we got a very winnable duel. You know, I was like, it's right there in front of us. And I just think the hardest thing about the dual team state series is the guys who don't qualify for state but are important to your dual team, it's hard to keep them locked in and focused.
Absolutely.
For 2 weeks when they're not competing.
It's a weird end of the season.
It is.
It's weird the way I don't think I really understood it until this year when we published our bi-weekly rankings. Mm-hmm. Like Edwardsville qualified, you and Edwardsville qualified for state, and then you had individual, and then those kids are just hanging on there for weeks, man.
Yeah. And it's tough to follow, Coach.
And the other thing is like it's not just like, oh yeah, I got 2 more weeks of the basketball season. You got 2 more weeks of the wrestling season. You got to maintain that weight, and it's hard. It's a hard sport in so many ways.
Yeah, and that's what happened. You know, I'm not gonna call any guys out or blame anybody, but we had a handful of dudes that I don't think. I'm not gonna say they didn't care. I'm gonna say they didn't realize or buy into how important they was. Because I told them, I said, hey, you're gonna come up big. You know, I've already looked at the lineups. I know you're going to need to win your match at a certain weight and this and that. And they just shook their head like, okay, coach. And then when it was time, you could tell, no. And that's basically what happened. To be honest, when we lost to Dixon, their kids that they needed to do their job did it. Like if they had a kid that they said, hey, we need you to not go get pinned. That kid didn't get pinned. Like, hey, you got a guy. He's supposed to beat you, but he's not great. We think you can steal it. Go out there and fight him. They did it. My kid broke. Like, all of their guys were ready to compete, and not all of my guys were. And that was really the difference in it. And I was just like, I left thinking, what could I have done better to keep everybody prepared?
Do you prefer the old kind of timeline where the sectional was after state, the team sectional? Because it used to be that way. It was the Tuesday after state and after individual state.
I actually think that does make more sense.
Yeah.
Because then I could see, like who wasn't ready. Because basically I threw one guy out there and I didn't know he wasn't ready because there were no signs that he wasn't. And his backup, who wasn't as good as him, probably would have performed better because I knew he was ready. But why would I put him out there when he's not as good as the guy that's in front of him? You know what I mean?
Well, you had an amazing season, boys and girls, and this was the first year Althoff had a girls team?
Yeah, for sure.
And how many girls did you have on the program?
I had three, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, because we're about to bring in 4 of your superstars, including Wrestler of the Year, 1A, back-to-back state champion, Pierre Walton.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Describe Pierre Walton and what he has meant to this program.
Great kid, high energy, thinks he's funny.
Is he funny?
Yeah, he's funny at
Okay.
times. Yeah.
So we've got that to look forward to.
This whole team, they all
big
either
personality,
try to be funny, to say the least. The king of one-uppers. Everybody's trying to one-up each other. They're always busting each other's chops and stuff which is cool most of the time.
When you host a podcast, that's much better than, oh, this is the team of the 14, quietest kid you've ever had in your life. That's not who we want.
No.
Good. The one-uppers, the comedians.
Yeah,
Good. We're going to
yeah.
give him a chance to make us laugh. Yeah. All right. And then we've got but he's one of the greatest wrestlers in the history of Althoff.
Yeah, super talented. He broke the state record for tech falls in the season, which was by Danny Bronicle, who's also from Althoff.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he's probably got some other records that I haven't put in yet. I haven't went through all the stats because he probably broke the state record for total points in the season too. I'm still looking through all the stuff.
One of the best you've ever coached?
Oh, yeah, easily. Yeah.
Jacobi Cobbs is going to come in here in a minute too. Describe Jacobi.
He's kind of a quiet assassin. He's probably one of the most technical wrestlers I ever coached. Too technical sometimes. Like there were times where, he just needed to, keep it basic and simple, and he just kind of did a little too much and then got him in trouble. But he's a kid that can win state next year.
Okay, so he's coming back.
Yeah, he's coming back.
Okay, and Pierre is a senior.
No, yeah, Pierre's a senior. Yeah.
Okay, and then you have out there Landon Weidler.
Yeah, Landon Weidler. Yeah, he's a sophomore. He took fourth. He should be ranked number 1 coming in next year. He should win it as a junior.
Okay. And then we have a female, one of the 3 girls on the team out there, Baileigh Self. Describe Baileigh. Tell me what I got to know about her.
Talented, fun, lighthearted freshman, stud.
Hammer.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, she's a very pretty little girl that is a beast, and you just don't know it till she gets out there. Like, she's a whole lot meaner than you expect, and I'm okay with it.
You got to be. Yeah. All right. Coach Brooks, congratulations. MESPY winner, 1A team of the year, man. I can't wait to meet these kids. Thanks so much for bringing them today.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right. I'm excited because now the coach is in the room, but he's not on the mic. Now we're going to hear from the Althoff Crusaders, from the actual kids who were doing the wrestling this season. We're going to find out. He says they're funny. We're going to find out if they're funny or not. But first, whether you're an athlete or a parent, you know it takes the right equipment to play your best. At Play It Again Sports Edwardsville, you can trade in your used gear or cash or trade up for something you like even better. Not only will you save with affordable used gear, but they also supply the latest new equipment and accessories from the most popular brands. Hockey, baseball, softball, pickleball, tennis, wrestling. They've got the great headgear there at Play It Again Sports Edwardsville. Golf, you name it. And remember, they do custom uniforms and apparel for all sports and teams. Go see Brian Yieldson at Play It Again Sports Edwardsville and tell him I sent you. All right, state champion Dr. Langston, you're sitting across from another state champion. Welcome to the show. Back-to-back state champion Pierre Walton. Good to see you.
What's up? What's going on?
And you are also our 1A wrestler of the year, by the way, so congratulations on that as well.
Thank you.
And you are joined right next to you by Landon Weidler.
It's Weidler, sir.
Weidler. Okay, sorry. Good to see you, Landon. You are a sophomore?
Correct.
Okay, and then we've got Baileigh Self. Welcome to the show, Baileigh.
Thank you.
And you just ended your freshman season
Yes.
at Althoff, right? Mm-hmm. One of 3 girls on the team there, on the girls team there. Mm-hmm. All right, awesome. And then to your left, we've got Jacobi Jones, the junior. Jacobi Cobbs is coming back. Jacobi Jones played quarterback for Mizzou. Remember him? Jacobi Cobbs. Anyway, welcome to the show, Jacobi. Good to see you. All right. Congratulations, kids. We'll open it up to all of you. How would you describe your season wrestling for the Crusaders?
Obviously coming from, my old high school into a new high school has been, an enriching experience.
So you weren't at Althoff last year?
No. Last year I actually wrestled for East St. Louis, and I won state there. And this year I decided to switch the scenery up and come to Althoff.
Okay, and to wrestle for Coach Brooks.
Yeah.
Okay, and how was the season overall for you? Obviously you won state, but did you feel like you got a lot better this year?
Yeah. I obviously feel like I got I got a lot better. But
what weight did you wrestle this year?
165.
What about last year?
165.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like Althoff just had a better team aspect that I was looking for, and I got to build a great relationship with a lot of the guys and girls.
Okay, cool. Let's move it to you, Landon. How would you describe the season this year at Althoff?
I'd say it's like you got a new family with you. Like, even though there's times where like we'll mess around with each other, like at the end of the day, they all got your back, and like they're always there for you to help you through whatever you need for real.
And this was your second year?
Yes, sir.
Okay, did you wrestle varsity as a freshman?
I went to Belleville East my freshman year.
Okay, so you were also a transfer into Althoff.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
Good for you. And Baileigh, a freshman on the girls team. What was it like being on such a small team with 3 girls?
It was like kind of still the same, just because I knew all the guys, and it was really good, like meeting new girls and like trying to help them like be not even where I was at, but like just help them like boost their confidence and bring them up when they needed to. We all bring each other up a lot.
So when coaches run in practice and organizing practice, are you doing the same drills and sparring with the guys, or are the girls kept totally separately?
No, we wrestle with the boys too.
Okay, every day.
Yeah.
All right. And what is that experience like for you? Is it tough?
I mean, yeah, it's tough, but I've always kind of wrestled with the boys, so it's not much different.
You're just used to it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Describe your season.
This season it was nice. I liked it. It was tough, like beginning of the season, like
How would you guys describe Coach Brooks' practices? Are they easy? Is he soft?
they're like the same.
The same as what?
Like every practice is like the same thing.
Okay.
Like we do every day.
What do you do?
15-15.
What does that mean?
15 down backs, 15 push-ups, and 15 sit-ups.
What's a down back? Is that like a squat?
No, sprints down and back.
Oh, 15 of those and then 15 push. That doesn't sound very hard. I think I could do that. 15 push-ups? I could do 15 push-ups. How many times you got to do that?
Like,
you do it more than once?
Holy.
like 6 times probably.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot more. Is that the training that you would do when you're doing your thing?
So yeah, it's one of the things. Basically, what he's saying is, we do a lot of conditioning. So we'll be in the middle of drilling, and then I'll be like 15, 15, 15. That's basically 15 sprints from one end to the room to the other. Then you do push-ups and sit-ups, and then back to what we're doing or transition and something else. And it's just a lot. I like to keep practices where we are moving a lot. Burning calories, not resting, and just no downtime as much as possible.
Think you could hang for one of these practices? I bet you could.
Not anymore.
I'm a tennis player.
Not anymore.
I didn't do that stuff. All right, give me the highlights of your season. What's your number one memory from this season? Who wants to start?
Yeah, I'll start us off. So I had a bunch of like great memories this season, but I set out a goal this season I wanted to accomplish, and that was to break the IHSA state tech record. So I ended up breaking the tech record with 42 techs, and the previous tech record was 39, which was set by
Brownagel.
Yeah, Danny Brownagel, and Althoff alum.
Did I say it wrong? Brownagel? Okay.
Yeah, Brownagel.
Okay.
Yeah, he set that record, and I've known those guys for a long time since I started wrestling. So it was big to, take that record from him.
And you're the MESPY winner. You're the wrestler of the year. So what are your plans for next year?
Find home. I mean, find home in college and, win some national titles.
Have you committed?
Not yet, but I should be committing pretty soon.
Okay. So you've been looking hard, and they've been looking at you, I would assume also?
Yep.
Okay.
A lot of schools been looking.
Okay. Cool. All right. Give me some of your best memories.
There like Pierre said, there's a lot of great memories this year, but I think the one that sticks out to me the most is going into the state tournament, like being a sophomore in a bracket filled with like upperclassmen and stuff. I think wrestling that quarterfinals match that night and winning it to like get my spot as a all-stater, I think that was pretty big, especially like coming off the mat and having like my boys here with me. Like, they were all there, we were hyping up because Pierre won his quarterfinals too. So, I mean, like, even the ones that lost, like, that same day, they're still there for you. And, like, they were still there and, like, hyping us up and stuff. And I think that was just a memory that I remember.
Go ahead. Tell me what you remember.
The best memory I had this season was definitely dual team state, because, it was sad, like, having our last duel with the seniors, but you make a lot of great people. Like they said, it's a family. And just after the duel, it was I mean, it was hard seeing everyone go, but I know like all the seniors are gonna do great things.
But that was a memory that involved the boys.
Oh, yeah.
I want your best memory on the mat. Coach says you're a hammer, so you had a lot of good moments. And if you don't tell me one, I'm going to ask him for one.
Probably making it to state.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where does the toughness come from with you? Who made you tough, or have you just always been a tough kid?
At Carbondale, like our like third tournament, this girl was like #1 seed, supposed to like beat me pretty bad, and I ended up pinning her.
Pinned her.
Yeah.
How about that?
That's a hammer.
That's a hammer. That's why you're a hammer. How important is it to not think about the other person when you go into the meet, though? Because you could read about this other person, and you know what I mean. Like you could read about how good this other person is.
She didn't sell that story as good as she could have.
You sell.
So we were at Carbondale, and she's a freshman, and not everybody knows who she is. And you know, they knew she was one of mine, so they knew she was pretty decent. And they was like, "Hey, we know your girl's pretty good, but there's this state champ from Kentucky that's really good, and she's been whooping all these girls out in Southern Illinois, and she's the 1 seed, and we think your girl's going to be in trouble." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And the girl was walking around. She was walking around in a bathrobe, which was pretty weird, okay? She had a whole bunch of makeup on. She was all dolled up at the tournament, which, I mean, I'm still getting used to girls wrestling. Maybe that's what they all do, but I didn't know what was going on. Baileigh went out there and took that girl's lunch money in like a minute and 30 seconds. And I just remember looking over at the other coaches like, what were you saying? Like it was like another day at the office for her. So, yeah, that's my favorite highlight of the season for her. She's just kind of humble, which is a good thing. I'm not.
You weren't scared. Like you heard the girl was good. You heard the girl was having a lot of success, but you weren't intimidated.
I don't like getting scared.
Okay. But you don't get scared, apparently.
Not usually.
Well, she's got a way what you weigh, so it's not like you got to wrestle Coach, right?
No. I mean, sometimes I wrestle him in practice.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What's that like?
Funny.
I don't think it'd be funny. I
don't
think I'd be
I don't
okay.
either.
All right. Give me your Jacobi Cobbs. Give me your highlights from the season. Hold that mic up tight.
My best highlight was at the state tournament in the blood rounds. I wrestled a kid that I lost to 2 times this season. I lost to him at our second tournament by 1 point, and then I wrestled him at sectionals and lost in the finals by 1. And then I met him in the blood rounds, and I pinned him in the second period.
Wow. Very good. 4 state qualifiers here this year. You guys all had really an incredible season. And Althoff has been known for a lot of sports, and you're trying to put Althoff wrestling on the mat. Did you guys feel like you got a lot of support from the school and the community this year at Althoff?
Yeah. We there's a lot of people at our duels and the meets supporting us all over the internet, posting our stuff and showing up.
Cool. Anybody else want to comment on the support you got from the school and the community?
Yeah. I mean, just the people that turned out for the duels and the tournaments, who took the drives, you know, to come and see us compete because they knew how good we were as a team. You know, I really appreciate those people, especially like Miss Gunlock and the one of my teammates, their grandma. She was looking out for me as well. You know, just having that support was really big.
The next question is kind of a tough one. I think I know why golfers like to golf. It's kind of fun to walk through the golf course and hit a golf ball, right? Sometimes with wrestlers, I want to ask them, what motivates you? What do you love about this sport? So can you think for a second about what it is about wrestling? Because not everybody, the sport is not for everybody. I think it takes a certain kind of kid. What is it that drives you and makes you want to continue in this sport?
Like definitely after like a bad practice or like a bad tournament or something, like it always keeps me going, like keep showing up, keep trying, like do extra things, go to extra practices, do off season, like it all helps. And it like just keep like seeing the results like that every season, like you get better. That's something that really helps me keep going.
So for me, it's more like I'm really competitive. Like I don't want to lose at all. So wrestling just gives me the opportunity to go out there and give it my best to shine.
2-time state champion. Describe your style on the mat.
I'm a flashy dude, man. Yeah, I'm flashy. I mean, my Instagram name speaks for itself.
What is it?
Showtime PJ. So, I like to keep the match interesting, exciting. Maybe throw a little comeback in every here and there, or just dominate like this
Showtime.
Season. Yeah, this season was a lot of dominating though. So not a lot of comeback matches, but it was a lot of domination.
What does it mean to have a flashy style in wrestling, Coach? Is that what you want? Do you want a flashy wrestler, or are you encouraging flash? I guess as long as the kids win in state, what do you care?
No, I care because you're a reflection of your coach. I'm okay with flash as long as it's respectful. If it's not respectful, then you got to deal with me at practice, even more so. Pierre was definitely flashy. He was a show. Every weekend he was trying to put on a show, which I was okay with as long as he was respectful. And because, like I said, this was a team full of one-uppers. Everybody was trying to one-up each other. So if Pierre was out there hitting highlight reel moves and teching somebody, Landon was trying to do it, all right? And then Dawson was trying to do it. And then Colton was trying to do it. And Jacobi was trying to do it. Every last one of them. And it was just like, hey, I got this cool throw. Oh, I got this cool spladle. I got this. I got that. Nathan Fisher, all of my guys. So, again, I'm okay with flash and dominance. Just be respectful. Because then I got parents and coaches. Is that what you're teaching over there? I'm like, no, I'm not.
I think it's not uncommon in basketball, for example, for a kid to have a break and throw down a dunk behind his back if he can do it, right? No one's going to criticize that kid for that. So in wrestling, he's creating that version of the flashy dunk on the mat?
No, like I said, when I say respectful, it's like, okay, if I take you down and I get done, I can't like tap you on the booty and say good job. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I can't do that.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
No.
Yeah, in short though, yes, I'm doing the back scratcher dunks in the match.
Right.
Yeah.
So whatever, like what a basketball kid would do with a flashy dunk, you're doing the same type of thing on the wrestling mat.
Yeah. The difference is they do it with like an inanimate object like a ball, and I'm doing it with a person.
That's so good.
That is good.
That is so good. Do you know any flashy wrestlers?
It's
not a sport that's known for flash, is it?
I think I feel like it's gotten a little. I was gonna say, like, I mean, I think it's kind of flashier now, especially like Pierre talking about having the tech fall record. I mean, when I was in school, like that, we didn't care about tech falls. We wanted to put you in the ground as quick as physically possible. So we were trying to pin you ASAP, and the tech fall thing that kind of warrants it being a little flashier because you're taking them down, letting them up, taking them down, letting them up, tilting them, do all the different things. That's just a different style than when I did it.
So you literally let them up?
Yeah.
Just so you can take them back down again?
Yeah.
And the thinking there isn't to win. It's are you playing with your food?
Basically. So here's the thing.
Kinda.
Here's the thing. If I pin you, let's say nobody's there. Nobody saw the match. If you go home and say, yeah, Mom, I got pinned, you can say, I got caught in a headlock, I got thrown, he got lucky. A tech means you were getting beat so bad, the ref had to stop and say, this is enough, it's over. All right? So when you tech somebody, like, you can't argue that. So if I beat you in a match and I tech you, you can never say, oh, man, I probably could have beat you. No, there was no chance ever.
Kind of like continuous clock,
So you'd rather win that way than pinning somebody.
Yeah.
Why?
Definitely. I like scoring points. Yeah, that's mainly what it is for me. I just like scoring points, shooting in on a guy, getting the takedown, and then let him go and go do it again.
So you would beat a guy like what, 25-0? You'd rather do that than just pin a guy in the first period and be done with it.
So yeah, 15. Once you go up 15 points, it's a tech fall. So I get guys like say I take them down and I cut them the whole match. It'd probably be final score like 21-6.
Huh. Gotcha. Very, very interesting way. But you're a talented kid, obviously. How old were you when you got your start in the sport?
I started wrestling my 6th grade year, so I would have been like 12, but COVID was around then. So
it's kind of a late start.
Yeah, it kind of stopped my 6th grade and 7th grade year, so I didn't really get my first real official state run until like my 8th grade year.
Okay. All right, what's the future of Althoff Wrestling? You guys, let's talk to these 3 kids that are coming back next year. What are you looking forward to next year as Crusaders?
I mean, we're not losing too many seniors. Like, we're losing our good amount in our vitals, but I think we'll be all right still, and I think we can make another state run, not just for like our individuals, but I think we can make another good dual team state run, and hopefully we can get a title this time, or at least a medal.
Like Landon said, going to dual team state again, I think that'd be really good for us, and like I think we're still going to be just as good as we were this year, if not better.
How about adding more girls to the team? Is that a goal for you?
Yeah.
Are you talking to some of your buddies saying, hey, ladies, let's try this sport?
Yeah, definitely like some of my close friends that are good wrestlers. Like if I think that Althoff is like good for them, like I'm trying hard to get them over there.
You're recruiting. Good for you. All right.
I think next year for the team, we're gonna have some like good people come in for the team and like take over, like replace like the senior spots, not like replace them, but like fill the spots in so we're not missing anybody and like they're good at that weight.
All right, you guys. I want to thank you for coming in. Congratulations on your MESPYs, Wrestler of the Year, Wrestling Team of the Year. Great job. Do you have any shout outs before you get out of here? I'll start with you, Jacobi.
Shout out to my dad and all my coaches.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it's my dad's birthday today.
Happy birthday to your dad. Very good. What's his name?
Marcus Cobbs.
All right. Happy birthday to Marcus.
Definitely Coach EJ and Coach Ford, my dad, my club coach, and my select coach.
I'd probably have to shout out Pierre, honestly. I mean, with being back-to-back weights, he really helped me this year with, like, jumping levels with getting to practice with a state champ every single day.
Practice with him every day.
Yeah.
Did it make you better?
Oh, yeah.
Keep you humble?
Yeah, we got into a couple fights, but it's all cool at the end of the day, so.
You got any shout-outs?
Yeah. I'd just like to shout out, the whole Althoff Crusader family for, letting me join you guys in my last, school year, and the Althoff wrestling team for letting me be a part of you guys. Even though I wasn't here for a long amount of time, I felt like I made a big impact. And also shout out to Baileigh Self, first girl state qualifier, right, Coach EJ? First girl state qualifier in Althoff Catholic history. It's a big achievement for our girl program.
Congratulations. That's great.
Yeah.
All right, Dr. Langston, before you get out here, do you have any shout-outs?
Oh, man.
I've never put you on the spot like
You've never put me on a show.
I'm just giving you a chance
yeah, I
to
mean,
say hi
hey,
to them.
I mean, I love the wrestling world, I mean, that's going to be a near dear place to my heart for sure. So anybody, the girl wrestling thing is super, new,
I never
new
thought
to
I'd
me.
see that when I was a kid. I never thought
Yeah.
I would see like girls wrestling teams.
Yeah.
Like that is such a great thing.
The largest growing sport in the country right now, isn't
fastest
it?
growing
Yeah, excuse me, fastest growing. Yeah, so it's cool. It's fun to watch.
I agree.
Who knows what it could be like? But yeah, I mean, just shout out to anybody in the wrestling world. I love the sport for sure.
All right, thank you all for listening to the Metro East Sports Podcast presented by Little Caesars Pizza. And huge thanks to our guests, Matt Camp, Kevin Paulo, Michael Myers, Oliver Williams, Coach E.J. Brooks, Pierre Walton, Landon Weidler, Baileigh Self, and Jacobi Cobbs. And for partners, Cassins, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, Keller Williams Marquis, the Blasting Game Group, Integrity Spine and Joint Center, Front Office, Fiduciary Network, Oakbrook Golf Club, and Played Again Sports, Edwardsville. And for my teammates, Diego Solares, Kevin Paulo, Luke Slemmer, and Sophia Jacobi, thank you for listening to the Metro East Sports Podcast, talking all things sports in the Metro East, and Levi Wadle.